All right. All right. This is the first live for Hood the Filmmaker. What's going on to the world? I know once in a minute you're going to check this video out. And you're going to be like, yo, so that was Hood the Filmmaker. That's who dude was. That was that cat. Yo, so Hood the Filmmaker is me. I'm trying to look for things that I can show y'all to prove that. What can I find? Nothing exactly out junk. This is my camera right here. My little light. It come up like, oh shit. The whole thing just crazy. It's my light, y'all. So y'all finna have to watch me have to put this thing back up here. Oh, it broke, y'all. It broke. My fucking light broke. Ah, man. It broke, y'all. So I gotta go back in here and try to fix this because this was a dope ass light. But the bottom of the light fell off the top of the tripod head and it broke. It's a screw up here that I never saw before. And this piece under here was attached to it. And I didn't, and it was attached. Oh, I see. No. It was attached to this piece. Right? I think this piece, the whole piece come off or something like that. Yeah, like that. And that's what my problem was. Right when I'm talking to y'all, I should have just never touched it, but this piece came off. So where this little screw is, it came this screw. And the rest of the stuff just falling off of the piece now. Damn. So that's what happened, man. My light was attached to this screw, which was attached to here. And it all hugged inside this groove. And when the light popped off, it made this way more easier to move. So it won't lock in no more. So I would have to buy another one of these lights. These lights is like 35, 40 bucks. Or I could try to get some of that glue that got in that girl hair. And maybe I can lock this in. Damn. It's always like that with equipment. Like you be using it, fucking with it, and something will happen and you fuck up with it. But this is exactly what it was. Just now, just as I went live. So y'all just had some fun because my fucking light that I used to talk to y'all, it actually broke while I was just trying to set this up to talk to y'all. So that's a part of the game. And I was going to try to sell these lights. Like I was actually going to try to order some of these from overseas and put my logo and brand on it and try to sell them. But man, and you know, I had my camera, the phone is supposed to sit in here, but the phone, I don't know how the fuck this time it didn't work. Well, I do know I had it plugged into the fucking cable to plug in. So maybe that little resistance pulled against this bitch and broke it. So now you know. Bell Biv DeVoe. That's what I was dealing with right there. I had this light working for the longest time, but now it is completely conked out. It won't sit up there. And it won't sit back in this little section. Because it ripped basically just a little enough so that the screw can't sit in there. So I don't know how I could get another screw to fit up in there or just buy a whole new light. These are good for when you're just doing your little videos. The lights still work. The lights still work. There's nothing wrong with the light. It still pings. This light still works. See? So I could either tape it on or something and still use it because the light still works. But it can't be connected to the tripod, which is this old baby right here. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. How to reattach it to this tripod or just dump it. And it's crazy to dump it, ain't it? So I would have to jimmy this together to make this little small hole work, you know what I'm saying? So but I came on here just to introduce myself. And I'm Hood the Filmmaker. This is my brand called Hood Films, the company. So you gotta learn something about equipment. I can buy another one and shit, but I want to actually sell these. So this is a good thing to know that they actually can break. And then that's it. It won't. I would have to tape this up here. Yeah, I would have to. I'm kind of mad about this because you know you want your shit to work. So that being said, welcome to the channel. We try to do a little video stuff over here and talk about different issues that I see come up around the world. I do filmmaking. I talk filmmaking shit. I'm gonna talk about the world, all the stuff that I fucking come across and learn about in the world. And I'm gonna try to talk to y'all about that stuff and just overall kick it. You know what I'm saying? I got a new movie. It's called Killer Rapper. It's on my other channel. My other channel is called, and you guessed it, it's called Hood Films. We just put this in YouTube and it'll take you to my other channel. And you can see my movie Killer Rapper. Or you could just write Killer Rapper inside YouTube and it'll pop up. And it's like about an hour long. So it's something good to watch and, you know, entertaining and get goddamn it, you know, have some fun watching the movie because we put a lot of work in and bringing it together. And I know you're going to be entertained by it. So don't miss it. So Killer Rapper is a dope ass movie that I made, you know what I'm saying, in my life. It's just recent. I just put it out like in November. So it's just about 4 months old. 4-5 months. This is my new book. It's called How to Make a Hood Movie. This book is about 30 pages long. I wrote it. Just the back of it is called, it says, Tell Your Story. That's a picture of me from my movie Killer Rapper right there. One of the scenes. Because I did play in the movie Killer Rapper. Nice little story about filmmaking and how to do it yourself. Use technology. So I put a dope book together because I know people want to tell their own story, but they might feel like they have to go through Hollywood to do it. That's me right there. I mean, this is one of my movies. I made this in 2003. And that's me right there with George Lucas. This guy made that movie, Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fly book, man. So you might want to check this out. I give you a little history of filmmaking, a little photography in there. So don't sleep on my book. It's called How to Make a Hood Movie. It's definitely going to be on Amazon. Just look it up. That's my first book, too. And I'm going to make way more than that. So stay tuned on that. You know what I'm saying? Where about that little ashtray go? I can't find my motherfucking ashtray. I must have walked up out of here with my shit. Unless it fell somewhere. Y'all had to give me a motherfucking second because I don't see my shit. Let me see if it fell if I leave. Yep, it did. I can't tell, so I got to get the fuck up. I go get another one. What the hell happened to my fucking ashtray, man? It's crazy. Bam, 10 feet away. Retrieved. And I'm mad that I lost that fucking thing, man. Damn. My light just blew. This just fucked up on the tripod side. I got a beer left, but I think I'll chill that beer to tomorrow. Because if I drink the brew tonight, then we'll be wanting to beer tomorrow. And I don't want to sip like that. I sip once in a while, man. I get tired of sipping every damn day. All right. Definitely get at me and like and subscribe and all that shit. Check out the filmmaking from your boy Hood Films. Yusef Hood. Making independent filmmaking for like 20 years. And some of the stuff I don't put online because it was just wild times in Chicago. So I don't really want to have all that shit out here. You had to be around back then. It's actually like 20 years ago now. So who the fuck cares, right? Technology wasn't even the way it is today. So who the fuck cares about that stuff? So my movie, I start back from my movie Killer Rapper, Hood Life. That was in 2001. And I got it on this channel too. It's on one of my other channels, which is Hood Films TV. You could check that out. It's called Hood Life. I made that movie 20 years ago. This is my 20th year of that film. So I'm thinking about interviewing some of the actors, interviewing some of going back to some of the locations that I shot it at. It's just kind of like a reminiscent part about that film. It was 20 years ago, and I didn't know I was gonna make that movie, but I'm glad I did because there's a lot of stages that went around, and I was like 27 at the time, and I was in the hood, my hood I grew up in, and it was hard to get out that bitch. Just keeping it real. You think you're gonna make it out the hood, but shit, you turn 27, you still stuck in that bitch. It's like, damn. And I could have got a job that did all that regular people shit, but that wasn't like my life. You know what I'm saying? I was a street person who did street life and lived in the streets and hustled in the street, and my whole life was the streets. It wasn't like on some, like what you might think. It's just like literally just like survival. It wasn't like, I don't know what the fuck you think, but it wasn't like that. It was like survival. So after surviving, I loved filmmaking so much that I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it full time. So I made sure no matter what I did, I kept myself either around it or learning from people. And I had to humble myself through that because my personality didn't allow me to deal with people who disrespect me. But at that time when I was learning, I made sure I was quiet and humble and shut the fuck up so I could understand filmmaking. And then I got away from them people and I took that shit on the road. And here I am today after all these years of making movies, independent filmmaking, documentaries, everything I did over the years and presenting it to y'all. So my original company, Hood Films, this is what people always been knowing me as. And this is what I've always been going by for the last 20 something years is Hood Films. And after 20 years of going by Hood Films, I was like, shit, I've been making movies so long, independent movies, just like my new movie, Killer Rapper. Check it out. So I decided to change my name to Hood the Filmmaker. Not change it, but, kind of go by that as well. So Hood Films being my corporation, the company that I operate. And then Hood the Filmmaker be me exactly because my last name is actually Hood. So I just thought I'd decide to try to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I like that because it's a little bit more friendlier. People hear Hood Films and they get scared. They be like, Hood Film, oh my God, it's about, fighting pit bulls and pornography or whatever the fuck they come to their mind. You know what I'm saying? But it's really just about filmmaking, making movies and shit. And it could be about hood environments. It could not be about hood environments. It's just about filmmaking. So that's what I tried to do. But Hood being my last name. And people used to say, the Hood Filmmaker all the time. So you just take those words, reinvert them, Hood to Filmmaker. And I said, I'll go by that. And I just started rocking with that. Just a little name to kind of shake up the world a little bit and add to that thing. So that's my LLC that I go by. And I like it. It's really a dope ass moniker. I want to brand it and make products and all kind of shit with it because I really do like the name. The more I say it, the more I feel invigorated by it. Hood to Filmmaker. I always love Hood Films, as you can see. I'm always going to be Hood Films. That's like, if you can see it on the back. I don't know if you can see it on the back, but it's back there too, goddamn it. But the brand, and that's what I do. I always keep my brand going. You can see many hats in the background and shit. I got boxes of products and shit right there. I always be branding because that's what you can always leave somebody with, a product. And when I was hustling on the streets of Chicago, like all this time before the fucking pandemic hit, I always had products, whether it was cups, shirts, products, songs, CDs, DVDs, anything that I had with my name and brand on it. That's what I gave to the tourists that came through Chicago. And shout out to Chi-Town for letting me do that because the city be really on some hating when you hustle. They don't really hate when you go to work or when you like a regular citizen, but when you actually hustle on the streets, man, it's complete hate. They be blocking, they be on your head, police coming at you. It's a lot of shit to contend with, but I didn't let it stop me. And that's what basically built Hood the Filmmaker. That's what basically built it. I was literally on the streets doing my grind, and that's when it came to me to put this new brand out here because that's what Hood Films built me to that point. And so Hood the Filmmaker is going to take me the rest of the way. And so that's what I'm building this brand for. And that's why I'm doing this first live so that y'all can know who I am. Because most of the time I'm on my other channel, Hood Films, this channel right here. This is where I spend all my time. But I want to push this brand too. I want to make this brand also have legs. And do shows, episodes, concerts, any fucking thing I can do, comedy, love stories, anything I can do as far as visuals, entertainment, education, tell y'all what filmmaking is like, what filmmaking is like living out of town, what's filmmaking is like when you ain't got no money, what's filmmaking is like when you got a lot of money. I've literally had every aspect of the game. What's filmmaking like in the streets, what's filmmaking like in Hollywood. I literally have been doing this shit for a long time, so I've been grinding at this shit. I even just did a motherfucking tour of Harvard, Yale, Cornell, and Princeton, and I actually got the video on my other channel. You can check it out on Hood Films. Is the Hood Films at Harvard? You can check it out. I went up there. I don't know what was that. It's like a year before the pandemic, I guess. That April before the pandemic. So we did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that is to entertain you. So I'm grateful for whoever see this video in the future. Check it out. Check me out. You can also hit us up with Cash App donations, because I know y'all rich out there. I know y'all getting paper. I know you out there. That's why you over here, because you're trying to figure out who you want to send your money to, who you want to fuck with. So don't forget about Hood the Filmmaker. It's just like you hear it. That's how you spell it. Hood the Filmmaker. And you can see some of my products here on this channel or my other channel at Hood Films, which is this word right here. You know, that's my other channel. And I did trademark this. I trademarked this word because I liked it. When I came up with Hood Films, I loved it. And, you know, I like to say I came up with Hood Films, but it really was my wife who did it. But let's just say it was me, because she ain't in this video right now. So, but it was her idea. So I would decide, okay, yeah. Boom, we did that. And that was 1998. So now, 20-something years later, we have, the brand has built up, and we've done a lot of projects over the years and been, you know, rocking with people, and just, it has carried me a long way. Even getting my education, because I went and got the master's degree in filmmaking too, and I made movies along the way with that, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, just pushing it. So now it's just trying to take it to another level. And I think Hood the Filmmaker sounds comfortable to people. It's not as harsh as Hood Films. People hear Hood Films and they automatically got connotations. I'm not against that. That's literally why I chose the name Hood Films, because I knew it had connotations. But Hood Films is a genre. It's not just necessarily a name, it's a genre. It's just like Hood Films. You got romantic films, you got fucking, I don't know, Western films, you got all kind. So it's kind of like a genre. And I wanted to touch into that genre because I was like, that's easy for me to have access to. Like, I didn't live in Brooklyn, you know, where they got the fucking nice steps and the nice cribs. You see the videos and shit. That's not where, it don't look like that in Chi-Town. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I didn't live in LA with palm trees and sunny, pretty, fucking nice areas and shit. It's like Beverly Hills. Shit. It don't look like that in Chicago. It's like projects and then houses. And so the houses is where the niggas, when they leave the project, they go to the cribs. So it's the streets. It's a different environment. So I was like, this is what I know. This is what my father had me growing up learning. This is what I'm around. So I want to have my filmmaking depict that. And every element of what Hood Films is, I'm gonna have that shit in my movies. That's just what it is. So it's gonna be a lot of the shit that you can imagine is gonna be in there. But it's also gonna be storytelling. It's gonna also be plots. It's gonna be my fucking plot twists. It's gonna be turning points. It's gonna be everything that bring you to watch the movies that you already watched, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, that was good. And if we haven't done it up to this point, and we continue to make films, we're gonna do that in the future, because I always am studying how to make my shit better. That's just literally what I fucking do. So if I ain't branding, I'm trying to create the next joint. And so what we're gonna try to do on Hood Films, the website, is we're gonna have a subscription. So you can go and subscribe to watch all of the movies and all of the projects that we put up. Because you can see some shit on YouTube. That YouTube is dope, because then that's where the world is. But then after we capture our people, it's like, yo, come over here to the films, check out this new joint, and we just gonna keep bombarding you with different content, and you can just hit us up with a subscription or some shit like that and rock with us in the future and furthermore. So this channel, Hood the Filmmaker, is me talking to you, because this is exactly who I am. And obviously I'm working my company brand, but I also have Hood the Filmmaker shirts. Do I got one right here? No, I don't have one right here. But I got Hood the Filmmaker shirts, and I got each one of the brands. I always have a clothing and products with that on there. But I'm just not wearing it right now. And in the future, you'll see me on here wearing that stuff, because I believe that each brand should have its own branding associated with it. And another one of my brands is called CBD Film Festival. CBD Film Festival is the film festival that I'm creating because I'm a filmmaker. So I want to kind of keep myself associated with the film thing because I don't want to be in the CBD world and it's boring or something and I've already invested in it. So I was like, let's keep it related to filmmaking. And so, for instance, you might be, or somebody you may know, or somebody you read about, might be a person that's into CBD or marijuana. And so we come out and document their world and document their life, a day in a life, do a film, a documentary on them. And we'll have that in our film festival, and other people from around the world can film and submit their films to our film festival. And it's called CBD Film Festival. That's my new venture that I'll be venturing into within the next 6 months or less. And I'll be working in that area because that's just my brand. So I'm telling you about that because that's exclusive. I don't even really be telling people about my brands until they actually kick off. But this is a brand I want y'all to know about, and it's called CBD Film Festival. Because you might even know somebody that mess with CBD. Like, what I know, I don't know you like that. I heard of it. I just actually saw a new store when I was getting some gas earlier. I think it was yesterday. I'm like, damn, it's a fucking CBD store all the way over here. Like, what the fuck? So it's just like that. It's gonna be stores popping up. They got it legalized in Chicago, legalized in LA. That's where I'm at. Majority of my time is in both towns. So a lot of places I'm at, that's where it is. It's legalized. Even the person who I ran into in LA this time was a new brand, a new kind of company, and this is 24-hour marijuana delivery. They don't have it in Chicago yet, but this was up there, and I had never heard of it. It's like literally advertised on Google and all this shit like it's official. I'm like, what the fuck? But when the guy got me, he's a Caucasian, so I was like, oh, okay, because white people get the first run. I don't know if that's like that where you're from, but in Chicago, Caucasians is the first people who got the first run for marijuana in Chicago. They said it was going to be legal to a lot of people, but when it actually physically handed out licenses, it only went to white people and white owners of companies in the marijuana industry. So they've been trying to push in Chicago all these other people with different objectives to try to make sure black people get in there. But every time they open the thing back up, the same shit happened again, and only white people are the people who get the contracts. That's in Chicago. I don't know about other towns, other states, but that's just what's happening in this town. That situation is what prompted me to have a film about this, but then obviously film to film festival and the rest is history. So, but that's just one of the components of one of the stories that's going to be in this film festival. So, and it's coming out. It's not all the way ready. It's coming out because you have to have time to put towards this and hire the right people and formulate it the correct way so that it's done then it's correct. But I wanted to say that on the filmmaker because this is the new venture, the new brand, and I want everybody to know that. So when the people see this on a playback, you can leave a like or a comment and be like, yo, what's up, man? I saw it on the playback, Joe. I'm going to be looking forward to CBD Film Festival. Nigga, that sounds like something. I mean, it's dope, too. It'll be something for people. Like, a lot of people use CBD for holistic reasons like health reasons or trying to survive some kind of cancerous thing, whatever they're dealing with in life. And, I've always watched documentaries in that regard. But not just documentaries, even stories. Some people do funny marijuana movies and shit like that. All of that stuff has legs over here at CBD Film Festival. And obviously we taking movies that's not just all related with, the marijuana industry and stuff like that. But that'll be the venture that's coming out soon. And I'll make no announcements about that as we get closer to putting that all the way to the people. But I've been blazing for mad years, and I always respected marijuana because it kept me sane in a lot of times when I couldn't be sane, or it actually kept me maintain my mind when things is out of my control. But that's just on a personal journey. Like you probably got your own ways or reasons of why you smoke or even do what you do. Because as me and my wife was discussing, a lot of people like to point blame or look at other people upside the head when they drink or smoke. My wife, mother, she drinks at home, but she's in her crib just like I am, and she smokes. I mean, she drinks, but she don't like that. My wife hates it. I hate it when she drink. I hate it when she drink. But I'm like, she's at home. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, I don't like it. It ain't right. I can't understand why she feel like that because I'm like, she's sitting at the fucking crib. Like, the fuck you care? She's not on the street getting drunk in a bar up the street. You're not having to go pick her up at the local store because she's getting drunk. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But the thing I'm trying to break down to you is that some people get weirded by seeing other people do their thing, but they don't be realizing that they may have addictions. Like you might be addicted to sugar, you might be addicted to salt, you might be addicted to gossip, you might be addicted to da. So nobody's perfect. Rolling into no perfect person in life is. We all got our shortcomings and stuff like that. So sometimes have a heart for other people, even if you don't understand why they doing something. It's not saying you can't have criticism or you can't speak up, but have an understanding. If they can't stop or do it the way you would do it, that don't mean they wrong. That just mean y'all different. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. And my opinion matter more than anybody in the world. Why? Because I'm Hood the Filmmaker. Say it. Say it. I want to hear it. Say it. Make it in the comments. But that's a dope name, right? And nobody else had the name. So I said, that's going to be me. I'm a Rock Hood the Filmmaker and stuff. So, that's going to be my new name. And I like it. I like it. I thought about it. I said, that sounds like a dope name because it matched me. You know what I'm saying? My last name is Hood and I'm a damn filmmaker. So see how that was easy? You know what I'm saying? It's like no brainer. And I told you people already, I remember people used to say the Hood Filmmaker to me. And I did not like that because at this time in my life, I wanted to be an auteur, bougie. I'm an auteur. I write and I produce my own film. I didn't think about that. I'm like the Hood Filmmaker. What the fuck are you even saying shit like that for? Like it's called Hood Films. But I thought about it over the years. And I said, if you just take the Hood Filmmaker and invert it, Hood the Filmmaker, it's the same fucking thing. And now I'm comfortable with it. Now I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's the same thing, but it's just inverted. So you see how that, if people kept saying that shit to me, I don't know why. The Hood Filmmaker, this Hood Spike Lee, they just would say that because my last name was Hood and I grew up in the fucking hood and blah, blah, blah. But again, finally, somebody said Hood the Filmmaker. And I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna rock that. That's the one. So I want to say thank you for whoever you are out there on this planet Earth, and you came over here to look at me and check me out at Hood the Filmmaker. You see my website, you see my name and my brand is Hood Films. Obviously, it's hoodfilms.com. Obviously, it's Hood Films at Gmail. It's Hood Films at every fucking thing from Instagram to Facebook, you name it. And so the new brand is Hood the Filmmaker. So, of course, I got the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, you name that shit. If it's out there, it's a fucking platform. Hood the Filmmaker is on that bitch. I don't give a fuck what it is. Okay, you got me, goddammit. Clubhouse, it just got started, shit. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so jump out there and you put your brands out there, man. And I'm going to support you the same way you support me. So I appreciate y'all coming over here to this channel and checking me out. I'm going to holler at y'all in the future. Reach out to me right on this type of thing right here. It is called a cell phone. I will contact you right back, right when I see that you hit me up on a comment. And I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, there's some people. Because remember I did that show that day and they had said, woo. I'll hit y'all right back and be like, yeah, what's up, family? So be sure to hit me up and I'll hit y'all back. And I appreciate you coming to this channel and looking at me at Hood the Filmmaker. And I appreciate y'all again. And you know what? Check my movie out. It's called Killer Rapper. You want to go see that. It's dope. It's independent. I made it myself. It's my best work. I actually act in it. I put my best work down to act in it, y'all. Wait a minute. That didn't work like that. Okay. I got to finish up doing some business, man. So I'm going to let y'all handle y'all life, man. Thank y'all for stopping by. All right. Peace out. I'm going to try to come out. What's today? Today is Tuesday at what? No, today's Monday, right? Because sometimes when you work for yourself, you really don't be remembering that shit. So Monday, I think I got on here like 8. So Monday at 8, let's do that. So Monday at 8 p.m., I'm trying to do another live. That way I have like this, what they call that, like a recurring show on here. So Monday at 8 p.m., that's kind of like a time frame where I don't be doing shit. I ain't feeling front like I be doing all kind of shit on Monday at 8 p.m. But I might do that and just set a calendar and all that shit and fuck with y'all next week at this time. And we could do 30 minutes again because it's almost 30. So I was trying, you see, I was stalling. You know I was stalling, right? Trying to get that 30th minute. So we're about 15 seconds away. So by the time I start clicking all this shit up, I should be out of here in 10 seconds, y'all. So thank y'all again for watching, and I appreciate you. Check me out at hoodfilms.com, Hood Films, and you can hit me at Hood the Filmmaker too, especially on Cash App. All right, later.